Hello everybody, this is International Master Sam Shankland, here to continue my lecture from the game played by the two members, Manjinit and Takeosao. So white had the advantage after black made a mistake early on in the game, and we reached this position, but here I left you guys off saying that there was a good way for black to continue. So I will now show it, and it is rook takes f4, rook takes g6, and then good move coming up, bishop to g4. Cutting off this rook on g1 from the attack on the king. This bishop is well supported by the pawn, and now with a double attack on this rook on g6 and the pawn on e4. So white plays rook takes d6, and now black plays rook takes e4. And it's abundantly clear now that white is running out of material to win with. Black now has 2 extra pawns, but if white starts to lose, like, even just the c2 pawn, it's very unlikely he's going to win, even if it ends up with, like, these 2 pawns against this one for black and white, because the bishop, among other things, the bishop is the wrong color of the white pawn, even if he wins both of them. So after rook takes e4, it's starting to look like black may be able to draw this game. I think it's very important to try to be able to win this position for white, because it's a hard but possibly doable task, which is something that you should really work on being able to finish off. So here, I think white made a mistake. King to b1. Getting out of the pin. I think white should keep pieces centralized and play rook to d2. So it's keeping all of black's pieces out of unwanted squares. If black ever plays rook to e2 now, trying to trade rooks, well, it's all fine and good for him to trade rooks, but he is going to lose this pawn on e5, which is going to be important. So, but instead, after king to b1, which was probably a mistake that actually now the game probably is drawn, rook e2, rook d2. The problem now is after takes bishop f5, the c2 pawn falls. And while we're going to look at that a little bit more later, I think that the game is extremely likely to just be drawn at this point. So, oh sorry, went back a bit too far. So takes. If rook d2, however, it's a bit hard to see how black is really going to continue here, because these pieces are a bit awkwardly placed. h4 is a possibility, just trying to run with his pawn, but after rook to g2, it looks extremely risky, because this bishop doesn't really have a good square, because if it goes to f5, then rook g5 is a double threat on the bishop and on checkmate, and that's not speaking well for black. It looks like he's just losing at this point.
We hope you enjoyed this video demo from Chess.com. Subscribe today to finish this video and get unlimited access to our full video library. Your membership also includes access to Chess Mentor, the most advanced interactive training tool available anywhere. You'll also get full access to the Opening Explorer, Tactics Trainer, and much, much more. So sign up today and get serious about improving your game.